Morning all. How are we all doing? How's everybody? Morning Christian, morning Liberator, Kenley, Peter, Danny, Amy. Buenos dias a todos. Bit posh. Morning Stevie, morning Evans, Alistair, John, Danny, JC, Michael. God, there's a lot in here today. Liberator, Monkey, Fagenia, Francesco, Paolo, Guys and Dolls, hello. Liberator, I've no idea what you said there. Oh no. Let equanimity and concentration accompany you all day. You sound like a poster. Morning, Unusual Suspect. How are we doing? Where should we start today? News. There isn't any. We've had the claimant count change this morning, which is unemployment. That is green. So the claimant count change has dropped significantly. Apart from that, there's no other news today. We've got the economic sentiment at 10, but that doesn't tend to do anything on the euro. So yeah, pretty much dead day today for news. It all kicks off tomorrow though. So tomorrow is our main Kickstarter for the news. We've got the GDP for the pound in the morning, which is a bit hit and miss. Forecast is for recession month on month, which is a little bit worrying. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But main news tomorrow is 130 core CPI. So obviously we're looking for the inflation figure for the US, which is going to be the main driver for the US moving forward from tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's news, but nothing today to worry about. So business as usual. Overnight, no news. Had a quick scan through this morning. There's nothing exciting there. A little bit of noise coming out of Japan, but nothing to do with intervention, nothing to do with FX movement. It's just monetary policy stuff. That's the claimant count for the pound. Unemployment rate as expected. Spike up on the pound. I thought the pound had come down. Oh, it's just a whipsaw. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I looked just after the news and it looked like the pound was down. It's just whipsawed, basically. So they've just done a double-ended stop run, liquidity hunt on both ends. So hopefully we'll just continue that upward movement today on the week US, but we'll see. So that's the overnight news. Nothing exciting. Putin, Russia's Arctic, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Rubbish. Yesterday, banked 1.1%. Everything else is just hovering. I've only got 5 positions on at the moment. Aussie dollar CAD. I've got on long, single position, TP up in propulsion. Aussie dollar, US dollar. I've got 4 on that. As you can see, just been in this since I got into it here. We had a drop down. Didn't get that pullback profit take, went sideways for ages. We had one leg down into August and then obviously summer trading. So I haven't had a chance to get out of this, do anything with it. I have made some nice money on it though. So I've been banking on it every day, every week. I've been banking on it, but I'll add it back on again down here. And if it keeps doing that, I'll just keep banking it. Euro US dollar, single position on. Not going anywhere at the moment. Pound US dollar, as you know, I've been in for absolutely ages. This thing's just got no idea where it's going at the moment. So 8 positions on that, including 1 aggressive. And US dollar CAD. I am short. Got to break even on it yesterday. Looking for a push down into propulsion today. So with these US dollar pairs, the US dollar CAD, Pound US dollar, Euro US dollar, Aussie US dollar, ideally what I would like today is one more leg before CPI, just in case CPI drops, pushes higher on the US dollar, because obviously that will rally the US dollar. So it'd be nice if we get another down leg today. ADR would be beautiful. No ADRs today. Nothing to look at on ADRs. Nothing to look at on RSIs. So as I promised, I'm going to do the streams every day, but there's nothing to analyze today. So if you want to look at any pairs, just let me know. But after the open, there's nothing to analyze. There's no setups. Just trading what we're trading. So DAX today, we've still got the gap fill to the upside. We've got the gap fill to the downside. So this is our upside gap from the beginning of August, which never got filled. So we'd be heading up to that. Haven't managed to do it in August. And we've got a gap down from Friday. So yesterday we gapped up, haven't filled. So we've got a gap down fill. So the ideal play today would be a gap fill short and then rally. So if you look at price action, basically, they did a 3-day hold, dropped down, gapped up. So this looks like it wants to go long to me, but best to do a drop first. So the ideal today would be a break short, get that gap fill done, and then we can rally off from there. We will see. We've got 2 minutes to the open. So there's, whoops, just about to see it, can't you? There's the gap fill. So nice big drop today on the cards. There's ADR. So it's around about 3/4 of an ADR to the downside. The gap fill, 84 points. That's half an ADR. Half an ADR is 75. It's 84 to the gap. So easily achievable during the Frankfurt session. But we will see where we go. So there's yesterday's low. That's the gap. Oh, I was going to play a little game this morning. I completely forgot. So, morning Astro, morning Harold, morning AZ. Amy, I have to train my Spanish. See? When you say you've been banking on Aussie US, but you're still in it, does that mean you've been taking partial profits or taking specific positions off? Just banking over and over again, AZ. So, Aussie US. So, you can see that one there. Got in, got out. Yeah. And it's the same position, basically. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 positions in this. So that position there, I took it off when we got there. And then I added it back on. And then I took it off again. Then I added it back on. And now I've taken it off again. And I'm just waiting for it to push up and do that move. But all the time it's range bound. I do this a lot more during summer trading than not summer trading. We just had some news on the ECB. Summer trading is very range bound. So just keep taking it on, taking it off, put it on, taking it off, put it on. ECB monetary policy pricing around 80% chance of a 25 basis point rate hike by end of year. So I've just got another terminal running over here, which I just want to check. Okay, so pre-market on the DAX is the pre-market 15 was a little tight. So I'm taking the pre-market 20, 25, I guess. So hopefully we just break short today. So the game I was going to play was, who can tell me what the upside and downside risks are today? Because I say it every day, and I just wanted to see if it's sinking in. Where do we think we're going today? But I've kind of given it all away. I was going to play a little game and see who could come up with upside and downside targets, and I just want to see what people think from an upside and downside potential. Amy, I would have thought the Spanish didn't need training in their own language. That is true. Okay, short DAX. Oh no, not triggered short DAX. That's interesting. This is an ECN account. Over here, I have a Prime account. Prime account has triggered short. ECN account, both with the same broker with Robo Forex. ECN account didn't get triggered. Exactly the same settings on the EA. This goes to show you back testing doesn't mean anything in the real world, because I've just proven the fact here. I've got two DAX is running exactly the same EA, exactly the same EA settings, both the same broker, both the same prices, one running an MT4 Prime, one running an MT4 ECN, totally different results. Trading. Mr. Lunacy for DAX, yeah. So Harold says downside to the propulsion gap. Yeah, so that's the gap fill. Morning day trader FX. Downside target. Yeah. So basically, all I'm interested in is what people's thoughts are, because obviously nobody knows where the market's going. If we knew where the market was going, we'd all go that way, wouldn't we? And we'd all be millionaires and no one would ever get it wrong. So no one can know where it's going. But it's just interested to see what people's thoughts are, because different people have different thought processes and they see different things on a chart. If you give 10 people the same chart and tell them to draw support and resistance on it, you will get back 10 different support and resistance levels, because nobody draws exactly the same thing in exactly the same way. So for me, as a downside potential here, I see yesterday's low as a big problem point. Other people might not look at that and just look at the gap fill. Yeah. Some people might call the propulsion gap and go for the top of the propulsion gap. Yeah. There's no right or wrong. It's just, I'm just interested. An upside potential. Where's it potentially going to go today and meet resistance? Yeah. Because I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, well, I come in here every day and call out what the upside and downside potentials are. But it's not down to me, is it? I don't make the market. I've got the feeling the DAX goes down. You've got a 50-50 shot of being right, Peter. Must be your A book, B book. Well, yeah, it's a spread difference, basically. Short on the DAX. I've got, and this is the other weird thing, I've got a tighter spread on my Prime account than I have on my ECN account. And yet the Prime account was the one that got triggered and the ECN didn't. Weird. Both tick to the same level. I expect liquidity grab at both extremes of the previous day's range. Oh, Liberator's going for an outside bar. Okay. That would make sense. Upside to yesterday's high looks to be tough going down though. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So upside yesterday's high is obvious upside target. Other than yesterday's high as an upside target today, got last week's high, which is at ADR. So if we break that, we should get a clear run. There's absolutely nothing to stop it. There is a gap. There is a gap, 2 propulsions and 2-week low. I have put 10-ton weight on it. Yeah, I'd like a 10-ton weight on this one today. Oh, what's this taken? Size-wise, 27. Okay, right. I've got a new input on the EA. I've recoded some of this EA yesterday. Oh my God, I've just doubled up positions. Sorry, bear with me one sec. Oh, I haven't. No, I haven't. Right, sorry. Let me just check the VPS a minute. One sec. .5%. Okay. So with the EA, this new version of the EA, I introduced a percentage of equity, which so basically what it does is it places, when it places the pending orders, it now places, there's 2 options. You can either use a fixed lot, which doesn't use stops at all, or you can use a percentage of your equity, which means it will place a pending order with a stop loss. And then as soon as that pending order is in place, it deletes the stop loss immediately, because it uses obviously the stop loss to calculate the lot size based on the percentage risk that you want on the position. So I introduced that yesterday. So I just wanted to, I've got this one over here is testing that functionality out. This one is taking 0.5% risk twice. So it's risking 1% here. So I just wanted to check what lot size it was going with. Break's doing well to the downside. Why is that taken 0.25? Sorry. 1.5%. So 2R $11 profit. That's not right. So I'm having brain freeze. 1.5% equity. Oh, my brain. So I just need to get my calculator out. Equity at the time was 427 times 1.5% equals $6.40. Times 2 is 1281. Yeah, no, that's right. It's working. Sorry. Emergency averted. So yesterday, just to let you know what happened yesterday, I'll run through the trades yesterday. Banked 3K, just over 3K yesterday. So NASDAQ, I haven't got the history up there. Let's just put the history up there. Let's do this week. Oh, that actually give me yesterday's P&L, won't it? Because it's Tuesday. So yeah, banked $3,100 yesterday. So NASDAQ yesterday, I think anybody was in the live room yesterday afternoon saw all this anyway, but break to the downside. TP hit, which was 2R on the break, and then a trailing stop got me out with 1R. So that was 3R return on that one. The S&P, same thing pretty much as the NASDAQ. We got the break short on the 5-minute ORB, 2R and a 2R. So that was a 4R. And the Dow got hedged on the Dow. So the Dow shorts, we went basically long off of the 5-minute ORB, then we broke short. So the shorts I took off down here, which was at 2R, looking for a bounce play off of the lows there. The longs I just left on. I didn't take a second position. Basically, as soon as I got out of those shorts, I put a stop loss down here so that basically if it dropped, I would get stopped out of the position. Look at my stop loss. Look, I got stopped out at the very, very low, minus a couple of ticks of the day. Then it pushed up. So if I'd have taken off those longs there, that was bigger than that range, which would have put that in profit of about $200. So I would have actually ended up on about 5,000, about $6 profit yesterday, but I ended up on 3-1 because of this thing. But anyway, so that played out nicely yesterday. And then the DAX, obviously, yesterday morning was an absolute bloody nightmare. Got hedged on it, got out the long at the wrong spot, got out the short at the wrong spot. Just basically screwed it up yesterday, but managed to come out of it with a couple of grand. TP hit on DAX. Look at that spread. Look at them spreading me. Brokers. So TP hit on the DAX. Clean break today. Straight down, straight in, straight out. Money in the bank. 1,200 banked, 1,200 running. Going for the 5R gap fill. Actually, I'm not going to go for the 5R gap fill. I'm actually going to go for the gap fill, which is 3.5R. I'm not going to push it down to 5 today because I think we're probably going to get a bounce out of the gap because we've got to go long for the other gap. So there we go. That's the opening range breakout today done. Pre-market. So if you took the pre-market 15, pre-market, whatever you took pre-market, that is a winner. If you took the 5-minute ORB, that's quite a big range, the 5-minute today. So you're probably sitting at 1R. So you're going to get 1.5R off the gap fill if you took the 5-minute. All good, all profitable today. Cannot fail to make money, which is what we like. Right, I'll leave that there for a minute. We'll just see if we get that TP2 hit. So TP2, I'm literally putting down at the gap fill. It could fill anywhere. You can't see that, can you? Because my big head's in the way. So the gap fill obviously is where the close was, which is there, which is 4R exactly off of that range that I've got. The actual gap fill itself, I would class as anywhere in there. Yeah. So when you get a gap fill, the market doesn't necessarily need to come back to the exact point the market closed. It needs to come back and finish business. This is why they call it unfinished business. There's unfinished positions which need to be filled in that area. So those positions, we don't know where they are. They could be sitting here. They could be sitting here. They could be sitting right at the highs there. Yeah. So at the point where the market slowed down to a crawl, anywhere there could be where this bounces from. So you just need to be a little careful. Don't go for the gap fill. It's not necessarily going to do the gap fill. It could bounce out the top of that propulsion gap for all we know. Yeah. So just keep an eye on it. If we see this starting to hit limits down here and do that, probably want to close it out and make sure, or just reduce your stop down. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock in another R on this. Just going to go down to 1R just to lock in 3R on the entire position. But yeah, go. That's the play. Right. There's the DAX done. Euro Swiss, first ADR of the day. Just catch up on the chat. Seems a bit stuck at the previous daily high. It's through that now. Hennes, the price action toolkit on ORB takes 1-to-1 profit on ORB. What do you suggest it to set it to, or how do you change it to 1-to-2? The price action toolkit. So price action toolkit. ORB. I haven't used that for ages. Read the manual. So basically, auto trading is to do with all auto trading, the opening range breakout, price action, etc., etc. So it'd be these settings in here. I honestly can't remember. So when you're trading those, where do you set the risk reward? I honestly can't remember. I haven't used the ORB on the price action toolkit for ages. It's in the settings for auto trading, basically. Go and read the manual. Yeah, if you go and have a look on the website for the price action toolkit, it's in there. On website. There you go. There's the manual. So it will say in there, basically, under the auto trading, opening ranges, or the opening range, candlestick patterns, strong close, IRB. There you go. So under here, auto trading, just go and read that bit. Yeah, it will tell you in there how it works. I honestly can't remember. I haven't used it for ORB for ages because as soon as I built the price action toolkit, I went straight into developing the opening range breakout EA, and I literally traded with it for a few weeks, so I'm not 100%. You gave me the Holy Grail. Weights and rockets. They do work, Peter. Honestly. So we don't want this to come back and stop us out. So all you have to do is just draw. And there's another trick I didn't teach you yesterday, Peter. So a 10-ton weight is the default. If you've got something that's really dropped fast and hard, there's obviously a much bigger chance of that elastic band theory playing out and it's snapping back. So sometimes you need to put a little bit more weight on top of it. So if you use a 10-ton, it might not be enough to keep the price down. So if you up it to 10 or 20 or 30 ton, that tends to definitely keep it at bay. So, yeah, if you use a bigger weight, tends to help out. Just past phase 1 on FTMO accounts using the ORB EA. Good job, Danny. Well, if when you get hedged, do you increase the next order to compensate for the hedge? No. Don't use martingale. I mean, you can do. It's up to you. The next stage of development in the hedging version of the opening range breakout that I'm developing is going to be to test the difference, because it's basically exactly where I want it to be now. I finished it off yesterday. So the next level for me is to run tests on when hedged, when we exit, what's the difference between taking an additional position to get out of the hedge or leaving it just to get out of the hedge naturally at end of session. And if there is an advantage to taking an additional position, which I suspect there probably will be, obviously using a multiplier is going to get you out of that faster. So the thing with the hedges, we're not looking necessarily to make a load of money out of the hedge position. What we're looking to do is exit without a loss. That's the big advantage of the hedge strategy. Instead of taking losses with a stop loss, we're looking to just get out at a break even or a very small loss, right? So if you take a 1.5 multiplier or a martingale multiplier, you're only going to do it once, really, because you're going to exit your position when it's moved down to 4 or 5R. So when you've got that big push, if you use a lot multiplier and it goes to 150% of ADR, you're going to make a massive loss. Not going to be good. And I have seen it do 150 ADR days, obviously. So those days, you're going to take a massive loss. So I don't think if we're going to take additional positions, you should be using a multiplier. However, and again, I'm going to test this. I will be setting probably ADR multipliers to scale into additional positions where we do get those massive days. As long as we get a little bit of a pullback, it should get you out. And in that case, it probably would be good to use a multiplier. Personally, I haven't, though. So here you see this. Yeah. If you look at those positions, they are all the same on the DAX. Yeah. They're all 17s. I do not increase lot size at all. No multiplication, because I'm not looking to get out with a massive profit. There you go, stopped out at 1R. So look at where this bounced and remember what I just said a minute ago, yeah? Look at where that bounced. Yeah, so that could well be the gap fill complete. It may not be, yeah, but it could be. So I'd rather be out with another R return, bank that. So that's what 1945 banked. I'd rather be out with 1945 banked than 1245 banked, because if that has just done the gap fill and is going to bounce and now run high, there's no point in taking a break even on that second position if that is the gap fill done. If it runs down to there, yes, I could have banked more money, but I don't know. I've seen these gaps fill off of highs before. I've seen them fill off of this kind of area, and I've seen them complete the gap, and I've seen it fly straight through a gap. It does anything. We don't know what it's going to do. Your job is to basically make money. Made money. Done. Happy with that. So that could be the bounce point. We'll see. Look at the confluence. Yeah. Bounced, 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 bounced. Maybe, maybe not. That's the thing about support and resistance. We never know which one it's going to be. Anyway, that's DAX done. Never mind. It broke through the good. Yeah. Like the weights and rockets thing. It does work. It does work. True. So basically, if you've just taken a long down here, assuming this is a gap fill, you need now a rocket. Make sure it's aerodynamic. You need all 3 fins on it. We'll have a bit of red as well. A bit of orange flame as well. So if you use colors as well, works better. So that's now going to rally. This is a serious trading channel, by the way, for those that have just come in and think they've joined an art class. Thank you, Dax. I'm done for the day. But I can't leave now. I might miss another wait and rocket. Exactly. We seem to be stalled out here anyway. So where's my other terminal gone? Oh, I moved over here, didn't I? There. Right. So that's the ORB done today. For in the FX market, Euro Swiss obviously is an ADR. We got distracted, didn't we? So we just hit Euro Swiss to the downside. This is Euro weakness. So we've got a weak Euro at the open. So this is what I was saying yesterday in the live room. Tomorrow's rate announcement for the Euro, we are forecasting to remain as a 4.25. Yeah. So that is what the ECB have said there that they're going to deliver. They have also said that the market last week or the week before, they said that the market is underpricing the chances of a rate hike coming in September, i.e. saying, why are you guys not buying the Euro? You are assuming that we're not going to increase the rates. What we are thinking about doing is going up to a 4.5, but they haven't actually said that. So they indicated that there might be an increase coming in the rates. This morning, the market prices in at 80% chance of a 25 basis point hike by end of year, would mean that it doesn't think it's going to happen in September, but it is going to happen by the end of the year. And the ECB have indicated as well that this will be the last rate hike. So the terminal rate on the Euro will be 4.5. So we're currently sitting at 4.25. We're going to freeze again for the second month in a row. And then they will go up to 4.5, which will become their terminal rate. Now, if that is what they are forecasting and what they are saying, that is bearish for the Euro because their inflation is way too high. It is not coming down and it needs more hikes to get on top of this. And they're not doing it. So the market is reacting negatively when we get news that the ECB are thinking about not hiking rates or maybe just doing one more by the end of the year. Your inflation's too high. Get it down fast. If you've not learned your lesson, look at what happened with the pound. We got killed. So this is a negative reaction basically to that news that we've just had come through this morning. So we might find that we get some more ADR hits to the downside on the Euro today. But Thursday, we are getting that rate. So if Lagarde comes out and puts that up to a 4.5, we will get a temporary rally on the Euro, but I don't think the market's going to be particularly happy with it. We are still dropping. Looks like we're going to do another bit more of a gap fill on the DAX. So the gap's basically bottom of this propulsion gap. So out too soon on the second half, but never mind. So Euro Swiss ADR hit to the downside. Be careful with this. We could have more downside on this. So watch this 150 ADR level, which is the previous week's low. No, it's not. That must be a week before's. Yeah, 2 weeks ago's low, that is. So it's kind of a range on the Euro Swiss. That's that low there. Yeah. So watch that level. So if we do continue to drop on the Euro today, we'll be looking for basically a push from 150 ADR, potentially. I can't see them devaluing or increasing the Euro ahead of Thursday. So we're more than likely going to stay in some kind of range. So if it's a good opportunity, I think, to buy the Euro, this one. So drop down M5, wait for that reversal alert to kick in. You're not going to get a reversal alert until we get all the way back up there at the moment. So you're going to need a bit of a bull move and then another bear move. That will bring the reverse alert down nice and tight, and then you'll get that break in structure, which you'll be able to take the long from. So that's your only ADR today. Thanks for subscribing. Sorry, I've just seen somebody subscribed. Forex trading, probably in the right place. Welcome aboard. So that's the only ADR today. Euro Swiss. There's nothing hit its weeklies. We're on the second week of the month. Nothing's hit its monthlies yet either. So there's nothing extended at all yet so far. That's the only thing we've got that's actually done any movement. From an RSI perspective, RSIs are totally flat. We had some RSI extensions on the hourlies yesterday. There was 3 or 4 of them, but they literally just hit the 30 levels on the hourlies. I can't remember what they were. It was some US dollar CAD, wasn't it? That one hit. Yeah. So US dollar CAD. Yeah, we got a hit below the 30 level. We got a nice reaction off of it, but not going anywhere at the moment. So there's nothing really moving. We're waiting for these figures, CPI figures and the euro rate figures. I don't think we're going to get any movement this week until we've got this out the way to start with. The euro, I don't think quite as impactive. Lagarde might say something here, which will be impactive, but Thursday's the really big news day. Yeah, Thursday we've got US dollar, Aussie dollar, and euro news all in the same day. So we're going to get a hell of a lot of volatility on Thursday. The ADRs all over the place. That's when we should get some of those RSI extensions in. But other than that, there's not a lot to look at today. Bit flat. So, anybody got anything they want to have a look at specifically? Oil I'm going to have a look at because I'm looking to get into oil. Vuzi, are you in here? Just in what you've posted in Telegram. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? When somebody says, sir, I think we need to have a Zoom meeting and we filter the breakout AI. First of all, it's an EA. It's not an AI. It's a dumb instrument. I have something special. It can be 100% accurate on the breakouts. No, it can't. I think you may have got excited and run a back test for a couple of weeks where it just had 100% strike rate. That ain't going to last. And it's not an AI. As John's just said, nothing is 100% accurate. Nothing's 50% accurate. DAX breakout to the downside still running. Vuzi, my strategy is, and I use the market structure indicators plus my special tool. Have you been watching Nirav? Is it anything to do with a useless retail candlestick pattern inside of a useless retail candlestick? Is that what you found? Sorry, I'm in a sarcastic mood because the market's not doing anything. DAX, gap fill just completing. So watch for price action out of this propulsion gap. If you do want to get on the reversal, this is where I'd be looking for price action. So watch for any kind of inside bars, dojis, shooting star, hammers rather, for signs that the sellers are going to stop. We should start to reverse. Euro New Zealand. Let's have a look at that. So oil, let me just quickly do oil. So we spoke about oil last week and breaking out of this high and then running up to $95 a barrel. We were looking for a pullback play to jump in long. We haven't had one. We're going sideways. So as you can see on the hourly chart, we've been sideways now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, day 6. So, well, actually, technically day 5 because that's the day that we actually made the move. But anyway, we're sideways. So I suspect we may not get the pullback on this move. This is so with market structure, you tend to either get normal market structure, which is highs and lows, or you get a push, an accumulation, and a push. Obviously, this is the latter. So we've got oil inventories tomorrow at 3:30. So if we are still sitting somewhere around here at 3:30 tomorrow, there's a very nice opportunity for a breakout play. So if we're still sitting in this range when the news comes out, the news is likely to put an ADR in tomorrow. So it's either going to put a move into the downside and they're going to profit take this before they start a second leg, or we're just going to get a breakout and it's just going to push, accumulate, push. Yeah, put a second leg in after no pullback. So if today I don't think is a good time to take a breakout, it might go, it might not. But if we are still around here tomorrow afternoon, I think there's probably a good chance of a nice little breakout opportunity there. And once we get that breakout long, obviously target is up to 95, which is what the market's been calling. So there we go. So that's the oil analysis done. Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand, basically, we're just sitting down at range lows at the moment. Not really going anywhere. We've just obviously had that negative news on the euro, so we might push back down and retest these lows again. That's within ADR today, so ADR is all the way down here. There's way more targets. Oh, it's not actually. It's equidistant, really. So there's obviously all these propulsion gap targets to the upside. We've got this one down here as well, which is unfinished. So we pushed out and broke. That's the break of that high. So there's a chance we might get a move back down there, which will be kind of a 61.8 retracement, second leg up. But it all depends what happens with the euro. If they don't increase those rates, DAX is just rejecting lows. There we go. So there's your DAX. That might be it. Yeah, so buyers starting to rally back in here. That might be the gap fill play done, and then we can obviously just rally to the upside. Euro New Zealand, so yeah, don't know. At the minute, we're stuck in a 3-week range, basically, which is contracting a little bit. There's no extensions. There's no reason for me to get in this. It's bang in the middle, 50 RSI. It's not extended in any way, shape, or form, so this could go either way. It's going to be driven by the news. That interest rate on Thursday is going to decide whether this goes up or down. But it is holding off this support look. So this area here, we tapped into, rejected it, tapped into, rejected it, broke it, used it as support, used it as resistance, used it as support, 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 support. Yeah, it's a strong area. It's 1.8. It's a big round number. So if we get another tap on it, I suspect we might well just rally away from it. But we could also break it. It's very difficult, the euro, to call at the moment. If they're calling terminal rate at 4.5% at the end by the end of this year, I just don't think it's enough. I don't think the market's going to want it. The market's going to drop the euro. GU. So GU, I've been in long for pretty much my entire life. Back to the middle of July, I entered on that pullback, and it's not collapsed. It's just ground down for 2 months. So, yeah, this is just not going anywhere at the moment. I'm waiting for some US dollar weakness to come through. As you can see, I'm not really in trouble on this. There's my break even. That's ADR. All I want is 3/4 of an ADR or an ADR push to the upside, and I can just get out of this and walk away and go, that was hell. But it's not giving it to me. It's just being very nasty at the moment. The pound is very difficult at the minute to call long. We've had some negative news come through on it. The US dollar, we should be seeing weakness starting to pull in on this now. It's had 8 weeks, 8 weeks pretty much solid push. If you look at the euro US dollar, yeah, we've been dropping now for pretty much 2 months. This thing needs a pullback. Yeah, it doesn't sustain this type of movement much longer. It's very rare for it to drop that long without any kind of pullback and profit take move being performed. So same with the pound US dollar. we're waiting for US dollar weakness more than pound strength or euro strength. We're waiting for US dollar weakness. It's just not been coming enough at the moment. So I'm long on it. I'm not massively in the hole on it. I'm just trying to get out of it, and it's just not giving an opportunity to get out. So we need a rocket. I put a rocket on it yesterday. This is where I think I put the rocket, wasn't it? And it worked. But yeah, we're struggling at the moment. Feel like pound is weak again today off of those figures. You know, again, this is why you don't pay any attention to the color of the news. Yeah, claimant count green, fantastic news. Pound collapse. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. There's your rejection on the DAX. So 3-bar reversal going in, push, pause, sorry, pull, pause, push. Yes, nice big strong move down. Market rejects, market rallies. So that's a 3-bar reversal. That's the sellers running out of steam, buyers taking control, buyers continuing that move. Off we go. And the gap fill done. Possibly. Nobody knows, but any more news on prop firms? No, haven't seen anything from the CFTC yet. So I've removed my Forex funds from the website for the minute because people keep moaning at me about it. So they've gone. They haven't gone from there though. I forgot I had it on that page. I'll have to remove it from that page as well. But on the recommendations page, it's gone. But yeah, I don't think they're coming back. But we will find out. We will see. G7FX, that's the man, Mr. Nirav, the man with the useless retail candlesticks, who then sells you a course for $2,000 about candlesticks. Except he puts numbers inside of them and thinks they're better. Can you do the Polish zloty and the South African rand? I don't think I can. Nope. Unfortunately not. I can do the US dollar against the Polish zloty. I've never looked at this. This would be interesting. What's the ADR on this? 498. That's tradable. Look at the speed of it. Wow. Polish zloty's not having much fun, obviously, by the looks of things. Look at that spread. 22 pip spread. Good luck. Yeah. Well, it's a breakout. Long. No idea. I don't even know what to say about it. I've never looked at the Polish zloty in my life. I've got US dollar ZAR as well. See, that actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? But when you look at the ADR, 2,523 is the ADR on this. Absolutely vast. Look at the size of the spread on the hourly chart. That looks like a spread you would find on a 5-minute chart. Look at it on the hour. That's the hourly. Look at it on the 5-minute. Look at the spread on it. Untradeable. That's why you don't trade miners. Nice continuation on the DAX. There you go. Oh, that's a crap drawing, isn't it? Push down, rejection, push up, continuation. Watch that propulsion gap, because it might be a high, low, lower, high market structure. I think we need 2 rockets for the euro, yeah, and the pound. Euro Swiss rejection. Well, it's starting to turn, yeah. So basically, your reversal alert obviously is all the way up there at the moment because this has just been solid, nothing but selling continuously. So now you've got that bull candle. If we now push down and make a new lower low, that will become your support rectangle, and that will become your reversal alert. So taking a reversal alert down here is tradable. Taking a reversal alert up there isn't, because you've got the V. You'd have to have a V-shaped recovery, i.e. the move completed by the time you get the reversal alert. So it's not worth trading. So, but yeah, we are starting to, but there's no real reason. If you look at where this is turning, there's no reason to turn here. So that's yesterday's low. That is the previous day's low here, 150 ADR. So this is also the weekly low from 2 weeks ago. So 150 ADR is where I would want to take it today. It might just go from here, but there's no reason to, really. All of the ICT people are screaming at me now, look, it's taking liquidity. No, it's not. That's where the buyers stepped in last time. This is where the buyers are stepping in again. It's nothing to do with liquidity. It's to do with where they bought it from. It's nothing to do with the... What's it called? What's that special machine he thinks that controls the Forex markets called? I can't remember what it's called. IPDA, that's it, isn't it? IPDA, interbank price delivery algorithm or something? Yeah, right. Does anybody know anybody that's ever worked in a bank? I do. Quite a few of them. None of them have ever heard of IPDA. He's probably dropped it from his training now because he got caught out. Anyway, carrying on. One day we will have our own co-op prop firm. I can start a prop firm up this afternoon. No problem at all. And you can all come and trade with me and give me all your money. In fact, I don't think I want you lot trading with me because you'll be trading the opening range breakout and taking all my money. So no, I don't actually want to start a prop firm with you lot. I'll start it with a load of people that don't know what they're doing. That's much more fun. But yeah, if you want to start a prop firm, you can do that anytime you like. Just go to 8cap and they will give you a white label prop firm. You set your prices. All you got to do is market it, drive people there. It does the rest. It's fantastic. And then the CFTC come knocking on your door and go, oi. And then you go to prison. So yeah, maybe not. Right, that's all I got for you this morning. There's nothing else happening much. This pound US dollar's tanking again. Really annoying. Hopefully we don't get an ADR hit on this today. I don't really want to take another loss on this. I've just realized I took the stop loss off because of the overnight. Well, I always take my stops off overnight just so that I don't get spread out on the stops, basically. But yeah, so I'm looking at basically this support level and obviously ADR today. If that breaks, I want out of that aggressive because it's not worked. So hopefully we just hold rotation on this until tomorrow. But I was kind of hoping to get up there today. Doesn't look like it's happening, does it? Unfortunately. Right. So that's all I've got for you today. Well, for this morning anyway. So ORB worked out nice, $1,700. We shall trade the others this afternoon. I'm going to do some more work on this version of the EA today, program some more logic and functionality in, and yeah, we'll see how we go from there. But I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20 for the New York session. We'll trade the US indices. We'll have a look at how the morning's gone. There's no news scheduled, as I say, so any ADRs you get today are pure price action. Just the banks moving the market, so they'll all be valid. Jesus, look at this. Dropping. This is just the pound. The pound and the euro in sync. Having a bad day today. Look at this euro. You can see how bad the pound is, yeah? The euro is dropping. The pound is dropping. The euro pound is going up, which tells you that the pound is having a much worse morning than the euro is. So, yeah, just really bad sell-off from the European markets today. And obviously the DAX came down as well. So, Just watch these for ADRs today. Doesn't seem to be any reason for this. So this is just pure manipulation on price. So if we do get ADRs, you probably get some decent mean reversions out of these today, because unlikely the market's going to want to move ahead of the news tomorrow and Thursday. So this is just manipulation. So we'll just wait for them to push it back up again. Okay, so I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20 for the New York session. Back tomorrow morning, same time, 7:50 for Frankfurt. I will get on with a bit more coding and stuff today, and I will see you guys then. Have a good morning.